of chapter 2. So, how our habits shape our identity and vice versa. So, why is it so easy to repeat bad habits and so hard to form good ones? Uh, it also often feels difficult to keep good habits going from more than few days. So, however, once your habits are established, they seem to stick around forever, especially the unwanted ones. Despite our intentions, unhealthy habits like eating food, watching too much television, procrastinating, and smoking can feel impossible to break. So, changing our habits is the challenging for two reasons. First, we change the wrong thing, and second, we try to change our habit in the wrong way. And the author will discuss these two questions or these two problems in this chapter. So first of all, he described change in a behavior change in the three layers. Okay, so the first one is the outcome layer, the second one is process layer, and the third one is the identity layer. The first layer is the changing your outcomes. Just like you are setting some goals, changing your process, like you are changing your habits and systems. And the third one is you're changing your identity. Means this level is concerned with changing your belief, your worldview, and your self-image, your judgment about yourself and others. On this level is like your beliefs, assumption, and biases you are associated with this level. So outcomes are about what you get, processes are about what you do, and identity is about what you believe. Okay, so when it comes to building a habits that last, when it comes to building a system of 1% improvements, the problem is not that one level is better or worse than other. All all the levels of the changes are useful. Means outcome level is also useful, the process level is also useful, and the identity level is also useful. The problem is the direction of the change. Means in which direction we should move, or in which direction should we go to achieve our this success. So many people begin the process of changing their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. This is outcome based approach, and this is never ever going to get them success through this approach. So we have to uh, like there's an alternative approach which is identity based approach, or which is identity based habits. With this approach we start focusing on who we wish to become. Okay, so this outcome based approach is just like top down approach. And in a dynamic programming there are two type of approaches: a top down approach and a bottom down approach, and a bottom up approach. We always prefer bottom up approach. So identity based habit is a bottom up approach. So okay, so most people don't even consider identity change when they set out to improve. They just think that they are the same person on day one and on the day two. So they don't consider identity change. So they can't uh, long last their habits, good habits. They set goals and determine the action they should take to achieve those goals without considering the beliefs that drive their actions. So that never shift the way they look at themselves. So behind every system of actions, there is a system of beliefs. Okay, so there are a set of beliefs and assumptions that shape the system and identity behind the habits. So behavior is an incongruent behavior that is incongruent with the self will not last. Just like habit will, which is not incongruent with our identity, will not last. Okay, so uh, you may want better health, but if you continue to prioritize comfort over accomplishment, you will be withdrawn to relaxing rather than to training. So it is hard to change your habits if you never change your underlying beliefs that led to your past behaviors. So you have a new goal and new plan, but you haven't changed you are, then it is not going to change it. So the ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes a part of your identity. So the more pride you have in a particular aspect of your identity, the more motivated you will be to maintain the habits associated with it. So once your pride gets involved, you will fight tooth and nail to maintain your habits. So the two behavior change is the identity change. So you might start a habit because of motivation, but the only reason you stick with is that it becomes a part of your identity. So if you don't shift the belief behind your the behavior, then it is hard to stick with the long term changes. So like example, the goal is not to read a book, the goal is to become a reader. So your behaviors are usually a reflection of your identity, and what you do is an indication of the type of a person you believe that you are, either consciously or subconsciously. All these are being scientifically researched. So doing the right thing is easy. After all, when your behavior and your identity are fully aligned, you are no longer pursuing behavior change. You are simply acting like the type of the person you already believe yourself to be. So, like all aspects of habit formation, and this too is a double-edged sword. So, like when working for you, identity change can be powerful force for self-improvement, and when working against you, like it can be a curse. So, when you have repeated a story to yourself for years, it is easy to slide into these mental grooves and accept them as a fact. In time, you being to resist certain actions because that's not who I am. Like in subconscious mind, it was always there that I am not this type of person. I'm not do these habits. I'm not do these type of fucking things. But there is an internal pressure to maintain your self-image and behave in a way that is consistent with your beliefs. And these beliefs come from your childhood what from your childhood to till today, what you do till today, these are your beliefs, and you find whatever way you can to avoid contradicting yourself. So the biggest barrier to the positive change at any level, individual, team, or society, is the identity conflict. Good habits can make a rational sense, but if they conflict with your identity, you will fail to put them into any actions. So over the long run, however, the real reason you fail to stick with the habits is that your self-image gets in the way. Means your self-image is restricting or means is resisting that change, is resisting that the good habit. So this is why you can't get to attach to one version of your identity. And there's a like learning from this is the progress requires unlearning. The progress requires unlearning. Okay. So becoming the best version of yourself requires you to continuously edit your beliefs and to upgrade and expand your identity. Thank you.